It's officially the start of a new year, and a lot of people out there are in search for a new action camera. Whether you're an experienced filmmaker or just getting started, there's so many action camera options out there, which can make it pretty difficult to choose the right one. What's going on, guys? I'm Raymond, and today I'm going to be breaking down the best action cameras in 2022, including the best overall and the best in your price range. Action cameras are the most versatile cameras on the market. They're rugged, waterproof, and can go in the most extreme of places, and can even capture the cinematic video you need it to. After GoPro broke into the action camera game, so many other action camera lines have come out. You now have cameras like the DJI Osmo Action, and even the Insta360. However, if you're looking for a new action camera, it can be pretty tricky to pick the right one. To start things off, let's go over the best action cameras you can buy in your price range. One reason action cameras have become so popular is the price. Compared to traditional cameras, these are an inexpensive option. For our first price range, we're going to be talking about cameras available for under $200. First up, we have the GoPro Hero 7. You can currently buy one of these cameras new for $199 and can get them for even cheaper used. The Hero 7 revived the GoPro industry when it debuted back in 2018, mostly because it introduced hyper-smooth stabilization. The Hero 7's in-body stabilization is really good, making it easier to capture stable video. This camera can also film video in up to 4K 60 with great slow motion options. The battery life is pretty good on this camera, and the video it captures looks real crisp and good. This camera is waterproof by itself down to 33 feet, making it a very versatile camera. The Hero 7 Black is a great option for those looking for a good action camera for under $200. In this price range, we also have the Akaso Brave. Akaso has become a bigger name in the action camera world over the years, thanks to its reliability and cheap price. Something great about this action camera is the dual screen. It's hard to find action cameras with front-facing screens for this price, but the Akaso has it. This action camera is waterproof as well, and you can film video in up to 4K 30. The only thing to watch out on this camera is the audio. It's really not great on this camera, but otherwise it's a solid option for its price of $150. Now before I continue forward, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on so you never miss out on new videos. Now let's move on to our next price range, $200 to $300. This is where you start to get into some of the newer action cameras, and you'll notice a big difference in these cameras compared to the ones in the other price range. One of the best options here is the DJI Osmo Action. This camera debuted just a few years ago, and is still one of the industry's biggest cameras. The Osmo Action 2 also debuted this past year, but I'll talk about why I don't recommend this camera later in the video. When the Osmo Action came out, it instantly rivaled all of GoPro's cameras. Many people out there started saying that it was the best action camera, partially because of the front-facing screen and price. The Osmo Action can be bought right now for $299. Considering everything that this camera can do, that's a pretty great price. The Osmo Action can film video in 4K 60 and 1080 240, and those specs are insanely good. This camera also has an in-body stabilization that rivals GoPro's Hyper Smooth, making it easier to capture smooth shots. You can also use a lot of accessories with the Osmo Action, which helps make this a really diverse action camera. Another camera in this price range is the GoPro Hero 8. This camera debuted back in 2019 and is still one of GoPro's highest selling cameras. The Hero 8 has an even better in-body stabilization with Hypersmooth 2.0. This camera is waterproof down to 33 feet and is known as probably the most durable GoPro. The front screen is not removable, which allows for the glass to be much more sturdy, so you don't have to worry about breaking this camera. The Hero 8 can film video in 4K 60 and 2.7K 120, which are really good specs. You can currently buy this camera for $250, which makes it a steal. Now we're moving on to the expensive cameras, $300 and up. First up in this price range is the newly released GoPro Hero 10 Black. When this camera debuted, it came with a price of $499 here in the US, which is insanely expensive. However, you can now buy the Hero 10 for $350 on the GoPro website, which is a great price for this camera. This is, in my opinion, GoPro's best camera. Everything GoPro fans have been wanting daunting came true with this camera. The new GP2 processor makes the Hero 10 very responsive and one of the smoothest working action cameras available. The touchscreen virtually never lags and startup time is really quick. The Hero 10 also has some of the best specs on the market. This camera can film video in 5.3K 60, which is just crazy good. You can also film video in 4K 120 and 2.7K 240. Now those specs are a filmmaker's dream. This camera is waterproof, rugged, and captures great audio. You can also use some of the GoPro mods with this camera, which is another bonus. The battery life is also pretty good on this camera, and all of this together makes the Hero 10 a fantastic purchase for anyone out there. You can also find the Insta360 in this price range, coming in at $479. This camera has a dual lens, which gives you the ability to capture video in 360 degrees. This camera also films in 4K 60 wide angle, and you can capture really crisp video. Another feature on this camera is the focus lock, which no other action camera has. The Insta360 can lock onto a subject and stay focused on it the entire time, which is great. However, I would only recommend this camera to the more advanced filmmakers, with all of the features that it has. Alright, now it's time for the part that you've all been waiting for, the best action camera in 2022. There's so many good options out there, but if you're looking for the best of the best, it has to be the GoPro Hero 10. This camera is just so smooth to operate and captures what can easily be seen as the best action camera video. The price has dropped substantially over the past few months, and expecting that GoPro will release a new camera at the end of 2022, you can expect the price to drop even more. Coming in as the second best option is the DJI Osmo Action. This is another great camera, and it's less expensive than the Hero 10. However, if you're going to be spending $300 on this camera, you might as well spend $50 more and get the Hero 10. Now, some of you might be wondering why I didn't mention the Osmo Action 2, and that's because it's just not as usable as any of the other action cameras I mentioned. The big thing with this camera is its incredibly small size, and as we've learned over the past few years, smaller isn't always better with action cameras. Alright guys, now that is pretty much going to wrap up today's video, but before you go, make sure to smash that like button, comment down below what you think, and most importantly, subscribe with notifications turned on so you never miss out on awesome videos just like this one. I'm Raymond, and I'll see you on the next video.